Welcome, fashion girlies. Thank you for coming back to my channel. So, today we are going to learn how to draft a cowl neck. So, let's get right into it. Yay! So, we are going to start with our neckline, and that's going to be the depth and the width. And so, for the width, I'm going by 3 inches, and for the depth, I'm going by 2 inches. And so, what I do is to connect that round neck now, and this is for our neckline, depending on what style you're going for. Then for our shoulder, that is your shoulder measurement divided by 2, and then your shoulder slope, which is coming down from the neckline to the shoulder by about 1 inch. Then to mark out our bust line, waistline, and hip line, you take your measurement from your shoulder to your bust, your shoulder to your waist, and your shoulder to your hip. So right now, I'm just trying to make sure it is straight, and I'm trying to replicate that measurement across the lines so that I get to have a straight line. So that is what I'm drawing here now. So I make sure I draw a straight line across the bust line, across the waistline, then across the hip line. So it is best to draw out a line so you are not confused in your measurement, and you can go ahead to also identify it by writing bust, waist, and hip on it. Then what I do next is to get your chest line, and your chest line is by going about 2 inches above your bust line. Your chest line is needed for your armhole. As you can see now, I drew it above my bust line. This is where you place your bust measurement. So you place your bust measurement on your chest line to connect your armhole. So from there I connect it, and what you want to do is the middle of that line from your chest to your shoulder. At the middle of that line, go in by about half an inch to draw it in for the front pattern. So you curve it into that middle, and then you curve it back to your shoulder. That is how we are going to do it. So right now, like I said, I'm identifying the front pattern now and just drawing out all the broken lines that I drew out before, and I'm going in right now to draw out all my measurements on the bodice. So we are going to start out by marking out the body measurement on the bust line, which is your bust measurement divided by 4, then your waist measurement divided by 4, and equally your hip measurement divided by 4. So what you want to do now is not forget to add your sewing allowance. I would have also said that allowance, but for most times when we are sewing a cowl neck, it's always made with a stretchy material. If you are not using a stretchy material, then you can go with your dart allowance and add your darts. But if you're using a stretchy material, there is no need to put darts and add your dart allowance. Do you understand? The thing with cowl neck is, for most times, it's basically just like your basic bodice pattern, but with a twist at the end. Do you understand? So you first off, you draft your basic bodice pattern, which is always usually the foundation for making most styles. So once you have your basic bodice pattern, then you can now go ahead with adding the twist. So what you are going to do now is that line I'm touching, which is your chest line, you are going to cut it almost to the end. You are not going to cut it completely. So you are going to take your scissors or whatever you have, then you are going to cut it almost to the end. Can you see? So what I'm going to do now is, before I make any other move, I'm going to cut out my basic bodice pattern completely. So right now I've not cut it out, it's still on the general paper, so I'm going to cut it out like I'm doing right now, so then we can continue. Now I've cut it out now, as you can see, and then this is how to get your cowl neck. You spread out that particular line that we cut, you spread it as wide as you want. Now have it in mind, the wider the space is, the deeper your cowl neck will be. So if you don't want it to be too deep, I don't think it should be too far apart. So whilst you are going to spread it out now, depending, you can spread it out by like 3, 4, 5, 6 inches, depending on the style you are going for. Some people don't mind an exaggerated cowl neck, so if that's what you are going for, then you can spread it as wide as you want. But if you want a modest cowl neck, then I don't think it should be wider than this, or just about maybe 1 or 2 more inches. So that is how would open up that space. Then for cutting the upper part, you are not going to cut out the typical neckline that we drew at first. That neckline that we drew at first that I'm pointing at, we are not going to cut it like that. So what we are going to do is we are going to cut a straight line to the shoulder at the edge of our armhole. we are going to cut a straight line. So once we've spread it out, we are going to cut a straight line to the shoulder of our armhole, like the edge there of our armhole. That's what we are going to cut it, a straight line. So once we've cut that straight line, we will be able to pull it in on our top, and that was what will give us our cowl neck. We'll pull it down in the middle, so then it gives us our cowl neck. So like I said, don't forget, you're not going to cut that neckline like it was previously. For the back, use the normal pattern and add your zip allowance. Thank you.